Hello, welcome to our final portfolio demo and instructions. So we are reaching towards the end of the semester and it's very exciting, but also a little sad. We typically do the final portfolio as a PDF. So you create a PDF either in through Google Slides, Keynote, or PowerPoint, and sort of you do the introductory portfolio through there. I feel at this point you may have done several portfolios like that, and you're probably not getting anything really from it. And I really want to have you create a different type of portfolio. So we are going to be making a sample portfolio website. We'll look at a few examples. We'll do a short little demo. And this will be a great way for practice for creating your own portfolio website if you don't have one already. We will be using Adobe Portfolio, which you have access through your Creative Cloud subscription. It's simple. It uses sort of a drag and drop template. I know you may have other things. Maybe you use a Wix, a Squarespace, or maybe you code your own website. For this, I really want everyone to use Adobe Portfolio, just so that everyone is using the same tools for their portfolio project. You will be using your portfolio for this class, and because of FERPA, I want to let you know. Your final portfolio website will be published to the web. You can password protect it to prevent it being publicly accessed so that only I can have access to it and no one else will have access to it. If you choose to publish it through the web, I am to let you know you are saying that this is who you are, this is your work for the class, and this is the assignments. So you are sort of publicly stating you are in this class. If you want to be private about it, that's absolutely fine. You could do a password protection. Excuse me. All right. So for your portfolio website, you're going to represent your work within the class. So you will have your photographic color wheel, your photographic syntax assignment, experimental and abstract, self-directed, and weekly journal. Within all of these, you have sort of extra things you'll need to add. So if you're doing your photographic color wheel, I want to see your color palette for each color scheme, and I want you to name the color scheme for each one that you're showing. For your photographic syntax, I want you to give that photographic syntax. Maybe that was like the weird verb and color, so it was like boldly green or something like that. And you'll add your artist statement. For your experimental and abstract, you will add your artist statement. And for your self-directed, you will add your artist statement as well. I want you to include your weekly journal. You do not have to include every single image, but I want about 2/3 of your best represented images from your journal. I want you to kind of organize that page of the portfolio coherently so we can kind of best read. So maybe you have groupings, maybe you're doing chronologically, whatever makes best sense for you. Additional things you can include, you don't have to, but you can do a short bio, a resume, contact page. If you have additional writings from the course, from like the discussion responses or even texts you may have added through your weekly journal. And additional creative projects too, you're welcome to add. So maybe you want to kind of build this out, including additional photography outside this course. Maybe you've done design, painting, poetry, etc. I want this to be a well-designed portfolio, and think about how the user is going to experience it. You will submit your website through the link on Canvas, and if you do choose to password protect it, please include that within your submission. Because of the due date of this, there will be no late work accepted. This will be accepted towards the last week of class. Now, I've included some artist websites for you to be inspired of. They all kind of take the approach fairly differently. So we'll start off with Milena Barnhart. So, and you notice that most of these artists, they have their name as sort of their website name versus, say, Cutie Pants 17. You don't want something like your handle. You want something professional. Best to just keep it your name if you are looking to buy a URL. That way you don't have to worry about, let's say you do janedoephotography.com, but then you actually shift more to doing design. Well, everyone knows you as janedoephotography.com, so if you shift your focus, then it makes it a little different. So try to choose your name, and if you have a common name or a very long name, think about how you can work with it. For example, my name is Samantha Austin. I have 2 A's, my last name, and Samantha ends with 1 A. So when you put Samantha Austin together, no spaces, there's 3 A's in a row. I don't like the look of that. And Austin is a difficult thing to spell. So my website is just Samantha Lynn, LYN.com. That way, I don't have the 3 A's in the row, which makes me itchy. And, it's easier to spell. So Milena here, it's pretty simple. So you have just her name, and then you have sort of the navigation here. We have work, about, CV, and news. So we have square images, and they're sort of different pieces of work. We have installation, photographs, video, etc. But you can click on one, and we have sort of the title of the work or the series, a short little paragraph. And you can kind of scroll down and see we have dimensions and information, whether or not they're individually titled. So if you choose to individually title the work, you have that option here. And if you click on this, you can have a video, and you can actually even go through here and get more information. Also, there's the About page, which gives a contact. It could be a whole form, it could just be an email, and then a little bit about her and her general overall artist statement. She has her CV for her artist resume, so, listing of exhibitions and whatnot. And then some artists will choose to have news to kind of promote new work, to kind of ad-lib if there's anything writing or if you have anything upcoming. Here we have Reagan Henley. So again, very clean and simple name and sort of information. So this kind of has sort of a looping images, so it has that dynamic thing. We get stills, they change after a certain number of time. And down here we actually have links to socials. So we have LinkedIn, Vimeo for video, and then Instagram, which is a good, powerful tool. You can click on artwork, and again, we kind of have the same thing as Milena's, but everything's not sized the same, so it's a little different. And you can kind of click, and we have artwork and text underneath. Under About, we have an image. A lot of artists will have an image of themselves. There's a contact button. There's a bio. Down below we have links to other typical sort of things the artist is into. So these are sort of nonprofits or organizations the artist believes in, and you can have the contact page. Here we have a contact field, and even have message subject and a nice image. We have exhibition history. press. This one, is just very different, and then you can just kind of link to it, which is very nice. And they even have a shop for buying physical pieces and stickers. This is Rembrandt Cubayo. Again, a lot of them will use sort of a neutral background. So we have white as common, we have text, image, we have socials down here. We even have a copyright. So this up here is just sort of 3 different types of work. So it's not just work and then, it's the names of the bodies of the work. And you see this is kind of a different, so we click on an image and kind of pulls up, we get the title, information, image. We can kind of scroll down here. It's to this light box JavaScript feature here. Again, can we see just kind of different works? We have an about page. This, you can download their CV as a Word doc. And we have a contact page. We have Eleanor Carucci. She is a well-established artist, one of my favorites. I've talked about her probably extensively. So we have actually kind of a logo here, and then we have personal work, editorial work, CV, bio, contact. So we kind of narrow it down to professional work and then personal work, but the header is sort of, promoting her newest book. She has links to buy the book. We have socials down here. You can click on personal work. And this is just a short collection from this book series. You can click on this one. You get this information. So kind of sort of her series, which are actually cataloged in books. We have editorial work, CV and bio. And you can click if you want the CV, which is the PDF, or the bio, which is this, and then a contact page. We have Ashley Zakowski, so we don't have that stark white, but we have sort of a light gray background. Again, we have up here, very easy to find, text, artists, so you can kind of get information here, image, bio, and this CV is under here. And they have a video interview down here, socials. We have bodies of work, where you can kind of click and you can get information here. Archive, so other works, and then more. So if you want to connect, or I find blogs, so they chose to create a blog to sort of write about their work and their practice. We have Ryan Para, which this is actually different. Instead of having sort of a stark background, the whole main page is one image. So we can go to photography, and you can see you can enter in different portfolios for different works, and you can scroll down and see more images. As you can see, the images are not full. They're kind of managed in the photograph. We have video. So they have their video here that you can watch videos of their work. We have artist statement for each different piece. So the artist statement is not directly with the work, but it's within different pieces. Bio and contact. And you can even buy books. So we have published books here. Brown & Noble. So this is a little different. We have sort of a pink background. Sort of a nice sort of script logo with her name underneath. If you scroll down, we have you on the page, straight up, this is who she is, image, her bio, and she gives us her CV. We have her way to contact, and then she has a place to buy prints. So you can buy prints of her work, but the link is not working. So always check every external links and internal links. So we have photographs of her paintings, and she has just like one or two sentences about her work. And then you can get more information from there. And down here, we have her social. Very hidden, but it's there. Aline Smithson, so this is another artist. As you can see, we actually have sort of this nice, beautiful like gradient. So we have images that are flashing, we have socials here. You can click bio. So we have artist bio, statement. You can even find CV. So things are kind of sort of sandwiched down, and you can get information. And it's, instead of one big page, you can see they collapse in. We have portfolios. So again, grouping all of the series together in different portfolios. You can click series and then get some images. They also offer workshops. So workshops they have previously or current do. News, books that they have published, their contact page. So if you want to contact their gallery or inquiries, or even purchase stock photography, or even subscribe to sort of a newsletter and a link to Lens Scratch, which you know I'm a big fan of. Barbara Bosworth, again, so this is a little different. Usually we have navigation up top. This is navigation on the side. Again, not a stark white background, but sort of a neutral tone. We have just like a one feature image, a little bit of text, name, and as you can see, it sort of grows when you click the links. You can have text. So highlighting the books. We have news, about, and then we have Instagram, so their weather Instagram and their studio Instagram. And last, we have Lois Belfield. So again, we have navigation up top, and this is actually scrolling down, so we have the images filling the page. And it's dynamic because if we resize, it fits within the screen. So that's actually really neat. And we can click on different ones. So we have sort of a teaser image. And as you can see, we have, you can kind of scroll through and get more information. We have commercial work, their CV, again, their bio, their contact, and news. So I really hope this kind of inspires you on how you can create your own website. Next, how to build this website. So I have Adobe Portfolio open here. And Adobe Portfolio, again, this is free when you have access to your Adobe Creative Cloud. Make sure you're logged into Adobe Creative Cloud, and you can go to portfolio.adobe.com. Again, this is free with your Creative Cloud subscription. You pick a theme, so you don't have to worry about coding. When I first started, I had to know how to code to build a website. So I learned to code, and then I built the website, and then I found sort of a portal to work with, a content management system that was great for art. So I used that, learned to modify it just for what I needed, so it was a lot easier to update. And then I eventually ended up just moving to Squarespace because I found that to be easier and makes sense. So as you can see, we have a lot of different themes. We can really make this unique for us. for whatever you want. These are sort of just some base themes, and you can kind of modify them for what you're looking for. We have like navigation up top. We have just full images, navigation on the side. You know, if I have a lot of vertical images, this may be great. So let's actually choose this one, Marta. So, all right, so we can see what it looks like as a sample. You can even see what it looks like if you're on a tablet or phone to make it really dynamic and work for everyone who is accessing your website. And actually up here, we can kind of scroll around and see if we find something we like. All right, this one's actually looking really great. So I'm going to click use this theme. All right, so it kind of has some images here, but we're going to create something new. So again, I can click on my logo here. And I have my name. Again, I don't like all those A's together, so. And as you see, I have fonts. I can add fonts. This uses Adobe fonts. So you can say, you know what? Add font, done, and then so. And let's say, you know what, I like color, let's be honest, let's do pink because there I go. I can change if someone clicks that, where does the link go? And I'm gonna have it set to work. With the rollover, so when you highlight it, we'll pick green. So when the link is activated, it could be a different color. I can change different styles. So maybe on the rollover, sure. So something a little dynamic, something a little fun. I can change my margins. If I want, I can go back. All right, so go to pages, and let's delete those pages, and let's make a new page. So we're gonna add a page. I just can see we're gonna have, let's add a Lightroom album. So this will actually import from Lightroom if you want to choose that. Page, and let's just put this in Mom. New collection. Mom. All right, this is a series, so I can do photo grid, and I can import from Lightroom, but I actually have my images here. So I have a couple different images. I have my images of my mom, and I actually resized all of these images. So these were my originals. They were very big, so 374 pixels on the short end. I used Photoshop and I resized everything to be 800 pixels at its long end. So I have these images. I'm just going to click and drag. And that's going to automatically upload. I'm actually using a smaller image for the website so it loads faster and it fits what I want more. So I have these images here. And I could say, you know what, for here I can, I could add caption and I could say Mom Baking 2019. And I can kind of rename it and add things. For contact, I could have, I can actually even update this contact page, contact form for work, maybe I want this to be the main image. Woo. So I want to add a page, home. Add an image. So you can see we have just a couple different pages. You can reorder however you want, whatever makes you happy. Really have fun to play around. I can add logos, I can add navigation, and I'll publish some links to help you work with this. So let's go to settings, and you can add some things. So you can actually purchase name if you want, but for your subdomain for whatever .myportfolio, so that's the name, and apply. Again, that's just too long, but whatever. You can have analytics if you want. You can change your favy icon, which is that right there. And if you want to password protect it, so you only allow me to visit, this is where you would do so. You would click done. I can go to publish site, and once I'm done, I can visit my site. And I have my images here. And again, I want you to kind of play around with what you can and can't do, especially if this is something new for you. Do some tests, look at it, see what looks great. I can't wait to see all your portfolios, and I hope you really have fun and think about sort of promoting your work on the web.